Good day everyone, and welcome to a brand new game at the Grumpy Ears Gamer channel. We're going to have a little bit of a break from Smart City Plan. We're going to have a look at a game called Transport Inc. or Transport Incorporated if you prefer. Now this game I have played actually a little bit. I got hooked into it. I was doing the campaign and enjoyed it. So I thought it might be the sort of game that you guys would be interested in. So, in short, it's running a transport game. You get three types of vehicles. You get trucks and buses, so road transport. You get trains, and you get aeroplanes. So they're the three types of vehicles you get. And you basically run a company, and your job is to, win the game. So I played the campaign, but I never got to use the aircraft. So in this game, when we play it, I don't want to do the campaign, even though, if I go back and redo it, I'll probably do okay at it. But I want to do one of the open games. So let's just set up and so that we can go in. So obviously we're going to be Grumpy's oh, it doesn't like having that many letters. Grumpy's Transport. There you go. And we're going to go for new game. Now, this is the campaign, and I've got a fair way with that one. So that was reasonably good. So I've got a rough idea how to play the game. So we're going to choose, now, what's the difference between global race and free play? Travel your way, explore all that Transport Inc. has to offer in a fully customizable experience, or earn profit in cities to capture them. The play with the most captured cities wins. So what about free play? How do you win free play? If we go hard, doesn't tell you what hard means. We can defeat or last man standing. So three types of victory conditions. Last man standing. You earn, my gosh, what number is that? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 billion. 100,000 million, a billion. That you earn $1 billion, or you're a master transporter. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow, that's a lot of vehicles. So you can have. Oh, I see. You can do it with one type of vehicle or all three. It's interesting, though, that you can't go the other way and just have planes or trains. You can only have buses. You can only have all three or two or one. Include cargo vehicles. Yep, okay. But you're only allowed 25. Really? 25 vehicles? Seems a bit limited, doesn't it? Let's go for 30. Transport what? Oh, transport passengers, that must be. Okay. So cargo vehicles and the vehicle limit. So 30 vehicles. Max number of opponents is 6. Now, peacetime, set amount of time companies won't be able to buy. So, okay. So it's worth pointing out that when you start off, it's basically an overview game. So you transport cargo and passengers between cities. You can use, buses, or you can use trains, or, which we haven't done yet, aircraft. And you can also buy out your opponents. There is a mechanism for doing that. So how much peace do we want? I think we're going to need a little bit of peace. So I'm going to go for 3 years. 3 years? Yeah, we'll go for 3 years. And that will give us a start. We could go into Europe. I'm definitely not starting down there in Greece. No way I'm doing that. Or Russia. Or China. Do we like Europe? Now, the significance of the map and the significance of territory is important as well. Not only do you run things between cities, but you get licenses to operate in various countries. So, for example, if we were to start here, we have a license to run in Italy. And then we have to buy a license, for example, if we wanted to go to France. But we could run the two countries together, but we have to buy the license. And obviously, the more cities or profitable a country is, the more expensive the license becomes. So that is something you need to consider as well. If you're in America, for example, then you buy the right to operate in states as opposed to, changing countries. So it's the same mechanic, but it works on states in America. I think Europe, and I'm feeling Italy, for no other reason than I think it's a good idea. Sure, why not? Okay, so that's it. We have, right, it's a big population, 60 million. We're going to get a fair bit of transport going on. All right, now, just so we don't get a copyright infringement, sound for music is right down. Infinite money. Is that really what we want? Achievements disabled. Oh, really? Oh, wait a minute. No, is that on? That's on. Cargo vehicles. Is that off? Hang on, is this on or off? Ah, right, infinite money. Got it. Okay, all right. So we don't have infinite money. Game difficulty is hard. Right. Defeat all opponents, earn lots and lots of money, or transport lots and lots of people. We get 3 types of vehicles. We can have up to 30 vehicles, but no more, so we're going to have to be a little careful. Actually, you know what? Let's go back to 25, which was the original for the game. The developers probably knew what they were doing when they put that in. So we're going Europe, we're going Italy, and let's go. And here we are in Italy. And we need to pause the game because we need to get our... What's that? Flood. Oh gosh, we've already started off with problems. So this is the basic map. The cities with the crown on them are the capitals of the country in this case. And the more circles that a city has around it, like for example this one, which is Milan, it indicates its size. So this city is bigger than this city, which is bigger than this city. And these cities, these 3 here, are all in the small group. Now, the opportunities are not the same for all cities. They're all seeded separately. So if, for example, you look at this, hello, there is currently demand. Make a survey. Well, that wasn't in the campaign. We have to make a survey now that costs money to look at what's in there. Interesting. All right, but that because that costs money, we won't play around with that just at the moment. But I will show you this. As you can see, when we click on Rome, all the cities that pop up with the symbols next to them indicate that there are opportunities to transport to and from those cities. So just to let you know, this is oh my gosh, it's going to be one of those broadcasts. Sorry, one of those recordings. This is economy passengers. These are first class passengers, and these are goods. So, you get a rough idea. There's more if there's two than there is one. So you look at that and you go, okay, that's fine. Then we go to Ceravale and notice that the opportunities are different from here. We get this one, which we already knew about from Rome, but we also get these two. So you can set up transports from Rome to there, but also from there to Ceravale. Okay, that's pretty much the basics of that. Now, obviously, down here you will notice that we have road and rail crossing that C lane there. So our guys can get there road and rail. We cannot get there with road and rail. I mean, pretty obvious, really. And that would be where aircraft come in. And having never done aircraft, I don't know how that's going to work out. So obviously what we want to do is start where we get a reasonably good run. And it's not intuitive that you would start in Rome itself. Now, we only have $150,000 in the bank. So not a lot of money. When you start looking at the vehicles, which are up here, let's have a look, for example, at, oh, sorry, that's the wrong one, in the shop. These are what we can get. And, here's a reasonable one. Does 36 passengers, $60,000, just under half of what we have in the bank. So we do have to be moderately careful. And the problem with the capital city is the capital city has a demand for the quality of the vehicles that come into it. So, for example, going into Rome, running passengers, this bus here is not going to be this bus here is not going to be highly regarded. This bus here, on the other hand, will be better regarded because it has more comfort, but also more expensive. And again, we only have $150,000 in the bank. So we do need to be mindful of that. So operating up here may in fact be better for us because we won't have the same demand of the type of vehicles that we will get in Rome. And the distances are not that bad. So I think we're going to start in Milan and go to Turin because we not only get first class passengers, economy passengers, but we get goods as well. And we can do goods transport at relatively good prices. So let's start off and we'll spend $9,000 and we'll do our survey. And we end up with $1.3 to 2, that's the quality. 100 to 150 is the speed, and 63. So we need to try and match that up, probably as best we can. So we can do 1.3 to 2, that's the 36. And 100 to 150, no, it doesn't do the 100 to 150. Tricky. It's already starting off to be tricky. That's what they demand. Well, there aren't that many buses that we could do that in. We could get this one here, the 46, for 125. And 46 gets us a reasonable amount of transport. Now, let's have a quick look at this again. 63. If we take 2 of these, we'll get just under 60. We'll pay $600 for the monthly maintenance costs of the bus. But if we take this one and this one, we will get 66 and we'll pay 600. Yeah, okay, so I think that's what we're probably going to do. So let's do that. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take this one, because if we take 3 of these, although actually 3 of those is not too bad. 3 4s are 120. Actually, let's do that. We'll start off with this guy to make some money. So we need to get back up to 150,000. So we'll take one of him. Thank you. We'll take you. Oh, sorry. Now, before we do this, we have to define a route. Go up here and we go route, and we're going to go by road, which is this one here. Create a road map. Oh dear. From Milan to Turin, right? Which costs nothing, by the way, to institute that. Then we go and we buy a bus here, and we move you, and we drop the bus on the route and start the game. Okay, so now our bus is running between Milan and Turin, and you'll notice here the 63 in a minute. Some of those 63 will get on the bus, and it will drop to 47 it was. So we'll go then and we have a look at our bus, and we can look at the feedback. So the ticket price is $50 from Milan to Turin. Oh, they don't like from Turin to Milan. Passengers travelling from Turin to Milan were late due to delays during the trip. They are upset and requesting faster vehicles. Interesting. Okay. We can fix some of this. Okay, hang on. We'll just do this for a minute. You can adjust the ticket price here, and you can specify how long the bus will wait in each city when it gets there. So there was 17. Oh, 17. Right, this is what's happened. Yep. Now, it's not taking a full load. So what you can do is you can improve each of the vehicles. They have, but not all the same upgrades, but they do have upgrades. So one thing you can do to overcome a poor travel record is to drop your price. So if we drop our price, okay, so the bus, how many are on the bus? Show me how many are on the bus. 17 out of 20. So we want to get that up to 20 out of 20, which we just did. We drop off 2, but that's fine because we'll make more money in the long run. Now, we're going to run this for a little while just to get our money back up. And of course, you'll notice here that it's yellow. That indicates that we have a problem. And there's construction on the road. So that's why that's like that. Now, the other thing we can do is we can go and have a look at this one here, which is first class passengers. So we're going to pay, how much are we going to pay? $9,000 and check out first class passengers. So we've got 26 of them. They want 106 kilometres to 156. And we can do that. We can get 24 of them using this particular bus here. And that's going to work out better for us than getting this one here, at least initially anyway. So we'll get this first class and we're going to put you on this route as well. Okay, so we'll just close that and we'll select the first class bus, which it doesn't look like we did. That's the first class bus. And number of passengers, 12 out of 12. Everybody's happy. And the cost for this one is $80 a seat. So we're doing well now. We're down to 68. So we'll keep that running along. And we'll get some money going. Now, the other thing we can do, now, just to let you know, we can look at statistics and see how things are going. We can have a look at where we're placed on the victory goals. So our net worth is there. We're supposed to get to that. Our best opponent is that guy. And Underachiever Express. Okay, that's a nice one. These are the companies that are starting up in the game, and these here represent the shares. Not only do they represent the shares, but the colour represents who owns them. So, for example, if I were to buy one block of shares in this company, one of those chevrons would turn to be my colour, which is green. Okay, so we've got a bank and we can borrow money. And of course, with borrowing money, you also get interest payments, which can or cannot be what you want. You can buy companies or set up companies and they can become subsidiaries of your company, which means you don't really have to manage them. They sort of look after themselves. You set up managers to look after your vehicles. And when you have maintenance depots, which you set up in various cities to maintain your vehicles, obviously, you appoint managers to automatically manage the maintenance of the vehicles. If you get up to 25 vehicles, it can be quite a headache to have to manually schedule and look after each one of them. We also have drivers who get unhappy if they don't get a good enough salary, so we'll need to keep an eye on that. We can see our routes, depending on where you're from. These are the vehicles we own. These are the depots, which we haven't bought any, and these are the vehicles we can currently buy. Note, there are trains, which we don't have any, and there are planes, which we don't have any. So we're starting off as a road transport company. That pretty much sums it up. And of course, down here at the bottom, there are hints that pop up as you go along in the game. So just so that I'm not rushing you through this and you don't get to see what's going on, you click on them and it will give you the hint about what it is you're doing. You can upgrade each vehicle. Each vehicle has a unique set of upgrades that can be purchased. And you can read through this and find out what they are. And then there's a whole list of other things you can look at if you want to while you're doing the game. So that's that. Now, if you don't want to look at these, you simply right-click on them and they go away. But just for now, we will look at them so that you get a good idea about what they are. So we'll go, we'll look at new route. After selecting a city, you can build a route. Well, we did that up the top. Now, You can go through this and read it at your leisure when you're playing the game, but I'll just leave that there. If you want to, by all means, pause the game so that you can read this. But I think we'll just go through this like so. Now, the license was what I was talking about when you expand into a different country. You need to buy a license to operate in that country. So that's what this is all about. And also down there. Okay. And then we have build a depot, which is probably going to be what we do next. Depots are divided into 3. And I'll just, hang on, before I do that, I'll do this so you can read it. Depots are down here. These are the depots. Why won't it let me look at depots? Oh, send to nearest depot. No, wait, what? No, wait a minute. Hold that thought. What? Why is it doing that to me? Oh, right. You've got to click on a city. And then it brings up your options for the city. So you can create a route, create a train route, create an aircraft route. These are your maintenance depots. This one's for road transport. This one's rail. This one's aircraft. And you can set up a transfer hub, which means that they all come together and do magic things, and it makes everything so much better when you run it. That one I've not done either yet. So we're up to 105. Ooh, and we are looking at needing... So if I set up... No, we still have a bit of room. Now, the way I play, I try to put off borrowing money for as long as I possibly can, simply because in the early stages, we need to build up our cash earnings so that we can do better. And you don't do that by increasing your interest payments. But I am going to look at putting some goods transport in, because goods transport can be a reasonable revenue earner. So let's just go and have a look at goods for a minute. So we've got 139, which is pretty good. 139. And I think if we did 260s, we'd probably be all right with that. What are the requirements again? 90 to 140. Well, we can certainly do that. So let's take that over there and just do that. Now that was another 80,000 gone. So we've got just enough left to put our depot in. So if we go and have a look at our vehicles, this is the vehicle's earnings to date. So you'll see, even though the first class passenger service started second, it's made more money than the economy class. And the goods probably will make less. But we are doing okay in that area. So we now need, I think, because that bar there will be the required maintenance. So here we go. We're going to put our first maintenance depot into Milan. Now, why am I picking Milan? It's going to reasonably be a good hub. A hub that will operate between at least these two for now, and probably these at a later time. So we're going to build our first depot in there, and we're going to look at wrong vehicle. Okay. So we've done this 3 types: economy, first class, and cargo. There you go. Then we can reassign vehicles between routes, which is quite simple. You stop them operating on the route they're on, and you change them to a new route. Easy peasy. So that's that. And then we can repair vehicles by sending them to the depot, which we have just created. So that's that as well. So this bus here, now hold on, we just need to do this. Just pause this for a second. That bus that's hiding under there, right? See how it's so down? We need to send this guy away to be repaired, and that's simply by clicking on this button here, which is send to the nearest depot. Now you can see that we had to do a bit of fiddling around to get to that icon, and imagine how difficult that would be when all of Italy is full of trucks and buses and all sorts of things are going on. It becomes quite the nightmare. So when we get some more money, we're going to go in here and buy a manager to do this manually. But for now, do this automatically, I should say. But for now, we're going to do it manually. So the bus goes into the depot, and he is being repaired. So if we click on the depot here, it opens the depot window. We can see the bus. He's being repaired. We can fit up to 2 buses in there, but they do only repair them one at a time. And then as the game progresses, we can add extra slots where we can put extra vehicles. So that's worth remembering as well. We're going to close you. Thank you. And we're going along. We got 22,000. Now at this point, we could look at some numbers. Our income, where are we? These are our expenses up here. So last month we spent 135,000. And last month we made 71,000. So what we need to do is run a month where we are not spending large sums of money, like $80,000. We don't actually have to spend 9,000 anymore either, because interesting. Actually, very interesting, because it's not telling us what the current figures are. Isn't that interesting? We would have to do another survey to work out what the current situation with figures are. Oh, right. So now this guy has finished being repaired. We need to, because he's not being managed by a manager, we need to manually return him to his original route. We could put him on a new route if we wanted to, but we want him back on his original route at this time. So we do that now. I think we could afford to put another first-class bus in there, on the basis that, let me just go and have a look for a minute. See, first-class ticket sales are $31,000, and our new bus for us is going to be 36. So we could, but just to make sure we don't run out of money, I think now is the time to start to borrow. If in this game we didn't have these competitors and we weren't trying to buy each other out, I would hold off on borrowing money. But we do need to be expanding and doing it rather quickly. And I'm thinking 40,000 is a good number at this time, and not 7 repayments, because The monthly interest is 6. The interest rate is 10%, and we pay back 42. We're going to just bring this out a bit. There you go. Drops it down a little bit. Doesn't make it that much longer. It's only 2 more months. And we get to get our bus. So we've got 53. We're going to borrow 40. We're going to get a bus. And then we're going to get another bus later on, I think, is how I'm going to run this. But we'll get the money up to... Now, when we borrow this, borrow the money, right? We now have $94,000. So I'm going to go... now, when the bus breaks down, which they do, we have to find the bus and send it, which is here, to the nearest depot. And then the imaginary tow truck comes and picks it up and takes it away. Okay, so we're going to buy a new... We'll do this now that we've got everything up. And we're going to get it back up to 110 before we do our next change. Okay. So that's that. And we'll just kick along and we'll get going. So that's a pretty good start to the game. The basics have been covered, and we're in an expanding enterprise where we are actually doing reasonably well. Now, just quickly doing this for a second, we can certainly afford to put another cargo goods vessel, goods truck in there. He's up for repair as well. Where is he? He's in being repaired from the look of him. Yes, he's in being repaired. I think we'll get another transport truck. We certainly can afford it. It will help our monthly income. And then we will sit still for a minute. Now, what were you? You're the $80,000 one. Well, we don't have enough money. So we'll wait till we get to 80. And then we'll buy. How are you doing? Have you finished yet? No, you're not finished yet. We'll just speed this up. Doing quite nicely. Okay, the vehicle in the garage is finished. Notice it flashing. That tells you the vehicle is finished. You will return to your original route. And we'll just speed you up again. Because we get just above 80 and we'll go and get a new truck. Get that moving along. Cool. Put that down. Buy that truck. Very good. Now we'll just make sure. Ooh. How are you doing? $60 out of 60, that's fine. Now we've lost money, but that's fine because we know what we're doing there. Okay, we'll double check you. Okay, solved the load, filling up again. Got $1,700 for that run. Make sure it gets to 60, which it does, and we're all good. Thank you very much. Yep. Okay, there you go, back in profit again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it for this episode. Good start to the game in northern Italy. Milan to Turin, we've set up and we're running a pretty good transport company. We've got bus services and we've got not couriers as such, but cargo delivery, which is very good. So we're going to have a look at this game. We'll still be doing our regular, at the moment, Smart City Plan game, but a bit of a break in between. And I hope you enjoy Transport Inc. It's a Steam game, and I'll leave some information below relative to Steam for you and about the game. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll look forward to seeing you at the Gig channel again very soon. Until then, stay well, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.